Great to be back in Queensland for 7 days of sidemount training. We're based on Cuchimudlu Island just south of Brisbane, and there's no better way to get there than a tinny Uber. We've got an 8.5 metre rib and a primo gas blending setup that we'll use for the course. My student Steve Shelly, we started by setting up and refining his equipment, harness, cylinders and regulators, and then we land drill everything that we'll do in the water. Here, gas sharing procedures. The boat launch site and our onboard setup. We've got about an hour's run out to our dive sites off of North Stradbroke Island. Steve working through the boat sidemount diving procedure, and you can see how easy boat diving is from one of these boats. In the water now, and here I am demonstrating getting stable before a valve drill. Steve signals his gas pressure to me, 160 bar. And then he cops the free-flowing regulator. He's feathering the right cylinder so that he can still breathe from that regulator. Here I demonstrate the procedure for a broken loop bungee. Steve's mate and dive buddy Jamie Ware joined us on the dives, and he wasn't alone. A beautiful grey-nosed shark cruises by. The species is plentiful in this part of Australia, and it was great to share the dives with them. Here Steve is practicing stowing the second loop of his long hose prior to exiting the water. We didn't have everything our own way, and conditions were challenging with colder water than expected, currents and low visibility, but we pushed on here with a valve drill. With visibility improving, we're back at it, now practicing an overhead gas sharing exit. You can see we still had current and surge to deal with. Along with sidemount fundamentals, Steve also completed tech sidemount training incorporating an additional decompression cylinder, and here we are doing a simulated staged decompression ascent and gas switch. Our deco done, Steve practices stowing the hose on his deco cylinder. And after 6 days of training, this is where Steve got to. Balanced, stable, in trim, 3 cylinders locked into his body. An awesome job all round. And with our training completed, it's time for a fun dive at Shark Alley. Jamie makes a tie off, a little suspect but ultimately okay, and we're into the alley. And here's what we came for, another beautiful male grey-nosed shark. They've actually moved south by this time of the year normally, but with cooler conditions there's still a few around. This one was polite enough to wait for me to move a little shallower so he could pass and cruise by Jamie. Another one, or maybe the same shark, greets me at the top of the reef. And that wasn't all. A wobbegong rests under a rock. They're a species of carpet shark. And here, a small grouper. An awesome time. Huge thanks to Steve and Jamie and Lou and Jace for their support. If you'd like to know more about the fundamentals of sidemount diving, check out my ebook Sidemount Fundamentals at the Sidemount Pro store.